Justin Fields. Justin Fields looks very good. Darnell Mooney said that he was smiling the first time he ran a deep ball and saw the ball in the air. Matt Nagy said it seems like he'll take your heart rate out. Justin Fields going to be the guy up there, and all reports sound great for him. Is this a game changer for the Bears? Are the Bears going to stink? Is Nagy going to get fired inevitably here, or do we think Justin Fields is a guy right now? Is that reports right now?
I think Justin Fields is a guy, and I don't think he's going to start, but like, he can only look so good for so long until everyone goes like, okay, hang on, like we got to get this guy in the field. Now they do not want him to start. They are not planning on him to start. They're planning on Andy Dalton to start. They're going for the Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith model. Alex Smith was like the #1 rated passer or something that as he kept his job. Is Andy Dalton, I mean, if Andy Dalton plays like that, then you're not going to bench him, but it's going to be very, very interesting if they're like 4-6 or something like that. Fields is looking good in practice. Like there's going to be some moments for the Chicago Bears this year where they have a decision on like which way their organization's going to go, knowing that it is a very important season for all the higher ups.
So what's that called? A paradox? A paradox is when you say something and then immediately contradict it. Mm-hmm. Is that what a paradox is? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. You went to a big school and did that. Them saying they want to have the patience and everything and not have him start, but then immediately go like Nagy might get fired though if they don't do well. There's going to be no patience then, right? You just assume if Andy Dalton is... Listen, Andy Dalton is a gunslinger, okay? Yeah. Andy Dalton got beheaded last year on a field, and he's getting back onto a field. Mm-hmm. Andy Dalton won in Cincinnati. They don't have an indoor practice facility or a scouting department, I don't think. So, like, Andy Dalton, a good player. But if you're Nagy and you're staring down a potential firing, right? There's only a couple, like, what do they have to do? Like, you know what I mean? Is it 2-1? What if they're 1-2, 1-3? Like, and that's very early in a 17-game season. I just feel like Andy Dalton, if he doesn't win, he's out strictly because of the conditions. And Justin Fields might either get thrown in there way earlier than people think, or maybe he just goes in there and fucking dominates. We have no idea. Mm-hmm. That's why OTAs are a blast to talk about. What do you have, Connor?
Yeah, on the same tone rap sheet with Cam Newton and Mac Jones, is that the same situation or is that a full-blown competition now?
I would say it's more of a competition than the Justin Fields Andy Dalton one is, because I think they plan on Andy Dalton starting absent something like, unless you just can't keep Fields off the field. For Mac Jones and Cam Newton, I get the feeling it's going to be more of a real competition, because Cam last year obviously started, but there were some moments when he, just being real, did not look like a starting quarterback, obviously. And I think Mac Jones, where he is mentally, is probably going to be ready very quickly. I think it's going to be the first actual real training camp battle that New England's had in, like, I don't even know, 3 decades. Like, it is going to be really fascinating. And, I think just because of how advanced Mac Jones is, he is going to be pushing. So I have no idea what's going to happen. I think they'd like Cam to start. But again, like, you got to play the best quarterback. So if Mac Jones is ready, like, I think Bill will put him out there and say he's just our best player.